It sucks, fundamentally. It's both the last place you want to be on Earth and also the most important place to be on Earth at that moment. Probably been there half a dozen times to a dozen. Memory's a bit sketchy. If you've got mental health conditions, especially like BPD or treatment depression or whatever, treatment resistant depression, you know, certain years are just very hard to, it's like a watercolour, it just washes away very quickly. I think that's a defence mechanism. I think your brain does that to detach you, to protect you from whatever you know, don't want to feel at the time. But yeah, NHS psychiatric units. Just imagine A&E, but times it by about 200% nutty people, and that's a lot. Like A&E is like pretty much purgatory with sterile beds, you know. But yeah, so when I don't feel so great, I isolate, which is quite typical for most people when they don't feel great. And then when you feel the worst, put in a situation where there's security doors and you can't go anywhere on your own, literally. And then you'll get a really strange bunch of people. You'll get the ones that are like, leave me alone, which is me. And then you'll get the ones that are like, lean on people in the crisis, you know? So you'll get like the extroverted, depressed person who's like, "What are you in here, mate?" It's like, you know, let's talk about icebreakers. Medications can be an issue. You met with a lot of apathy from the people that work there. I mean, I get it. You're literally in the trenches of human suffering. Like, I get it. You need to, you know, you can't be all like porous to everything. But yeah, you find that people that are in them jobs the longest are the ones that are the most iron-like, you know, like that, almost indifferent to suffering, or they've been doing it for so long that it's conditioned them out of it. But very hard to find a kind word in there. It's very sort of like, are you dead yet? No, not dead. Okay, well, you need to go then. Or, you know, it's very much along them lines. I mean, it is so difficult. When you're at the end of your rope, there's just nowhere to turn. Like, I'm talking institution-wise. If you've got a support circle, that's different. But institution-wise, I don't know what it's like in other countries, but in the UK, it's like, you'll get some sort of passive aggression, you know, not passive aggressive, but very platitude-y, sort of like Samaritan helpline. Not that I've ever rang one. And in the NHS is very spit 'em out, chew 'em up and spit 'em out sort of mentality. Yeah, man. You'll see crazy stuff. I'm trying to remember some of it. People running about naked in the middle of the night. You get people that are like eating disordered, so that they won't eat or won't stop eating. Self-harmers, stuff like that. It's just absolute madness, 24/7. Now, if you're under 18, it's almost like they care about you more, because I've been in the adult ones, obviously, and I've been in the child ones as well. And I always felt that the child ones were a little bit more, they had a bit more compassion for you. The adult ones, it's like, especially if you're a man as well, it's like, I don't know, they're just, I'm not saying they're all like that, you get some nice people and that, but they're very hard to find. And that's been my experience over every single time I've gone there. And the people in there, like, you'll find, so I always used to go to like the quietest place of the quietest place and just like, I don't know, read, or I wouldn't even read, because when I'm that low I can't read, my brain doesn't let me retain information, so I like pretend to read, you know. Sometimes they let you have phones there, Most of the time they do, sometimes they don't, depends. But you'll you'll get people that will like be like best friends in there, and they'll be like, oh my god, we're like, you know, and then as soon as they leave, they never see each other again. And then you get people who are like aggressive depressed, which is more of a masculine thing. So it's like, you know, you're like caged animals, and everyone's sort of rubbing shoulders with each other, and you know, it can get a bit like that. Wouldn't recommend it. Obviously, if you need to go, it is what it is. But I don't know, man. When you're feeling low, removing all your freedoms is like a very quick way to spiral, you know, further and further. Obviously, if you're in there, then maybe it's best for your safety. But I don't know. It depends how ambivalent you are towards living. It's very difficult to know if how serious you are about it. It's usually done on a whim, like in an impulsive situation where it's done. That's how a lot of people do it. It's not like a planned thing. It's just like, oh, I feel like this, I'm doing this, and then it's one of them things you can't back out of, unfortunately, when you've done it, you know, violently. Medications, sometimes they give you the wrong ones, sometimes they don't give you any at all, sometimes they give you too much, sometimes they give you too little, and it's very difficult to have recourse to your medications, because it's just like, so no one really cares, essentially. I don't mean that in a horrible way, but like, it's your medication and it's your body that's going to suffer if it doesn't get the right one. But it's, you know, the doctor's not in, so we can't change it until tomorrow, you know, and it's like, that could be the difference between sleeping and not, you know. They will put you in rooms, if you're lucky, on your own, and there'll be like a glass little window there, and then if you're awake during the night, and sometimes I can't sleep, you'll notice that a different nurse will pop their head in that little square just to make sure you're still alive. They'll take your shoelaces, they'll take your belts, they'll take everything basically. Long chargers, stuff like that. I haven't been there in a few years, but as I got older it felt worse. I don't know why that is. Maybe because as you get older you're more aware of things, you know more things, you notice subtleties more, I don't know, but as I've got older I guess I appreciate my freedom, and I've got better at knowing, like imagine The Sims and you've got all the stat bars. Like depression isn't so much as a mystery to me as it used to be. And if I'm feeling really low, I usually know the reason for it and how long it will take to feel like sort of normal. And when I was younger, I didn't really. I was very much in the dark, and I just couldn't work out why I felt like how I felt, or if it would ever end. And then that's what gets you when you think that it's never gonna end. That is like the thought. That's the negative thought loop that will spiral you into the abyss. Now, ironically, I'm telling you that I have worked out my depression. It does, like, just because you know, it's like when you pass the theory but you can't pass the practical. That's where I'm at. So, I think mine's mainly biological, meaning diet related, inflammation wise. I've removed a lot of the social stresses. By not socialising at all, and so if I have some bad time on my diet or lack thereof, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say essentially. But when you don't know why you're depressed, if you've got like a lot of trauma that builds up inside of you, because these memories, even though we're disconnected from them or we don't really remember them, your unconscious remembers them, and your unconscious is porous and it will store that. And just remember that every time you do something in like an action, or you go through something, or you have to carry that for the rest of your life, even if you don't remember it. Your unconscious remember it, meaning your nervous system remembers it, your body remembers it, and you carry that. That's why you get to a certain point in life and you're just like midlife crisis or quarter life crisis, or you just get to a point and you just hit a brick wall and you're like, what is going on? Like, it's just because it's caught up to you. And when you're young, you can spend a decade doing the most atrocious things like to your body, like drugs or living recklessly, and you can face like little to no consequences for like 10, 15 years, and you're like, I'm bulletproof, I'm good. And then one day, you know, it'll catch up to you. So, yeah, NHS, man, it's on its arse. Every time I go there, it's like some purgatory, hell state place. Luckily, lately we've been going there for life instead of death, so that's a good thing. But yeah, if you feel like, you know, it's you know, it'll keep you alive, but it won't keep you happy. I think if you need to do that, I mean, I had to do it myself essentially. Medication, I guess. Therapy with a good one if you can find one. If the wait list don't kill you, like 10 years, yeah, no worries. But yeah, yeah, yeah. If you couldn't guess, I've been a bit behind on my videos, hence why I'm doing it this way this week. But you know how it is.